Alright, hello everyone. So today we have the big drop, the manager of LaMancha land. Before we continue with this kit review, I want to mention that following this ID over here, the manager of LaMancha land will be unlocked for dispensary on the 19th, not on the 12th. So just take note of that. This will be the new norm from now on. So just don't expect to dispense your character immediately. If you are F2P or you're just going to chill for a little bit and save up that lunacy, you can just wait until this date and then you dispense it. Otherwise, you can go ahead and pull if you really want to. But I do not recommend ever pulling unless it's Walpurgis or you're saving up for the Arc Knights event. Okay, so that's it for this little disclaimer. Now let's look at this character. So first of all, this character is pretty damn big, right? We have regular versions of the skills and we have variant version of the skills, and these variants are only available if you have the respective Blood Fiend inside of your party. So the skill 1, it will transform your weapon into the whip. Skill 2 transforms into the scissors. Skill 3 will transform into the Ascendant Sancho Hard Blood Arts. And to trigger this one, you just need to get a certain amount of hard blood on yourself. This one does not require any other Blood Fiend in your party because this is her own arts. It does not require someone else's one. And for this one, it is the Princess Rodion. So yes, there's a lot of skills here, but how does this function? Does she have like 6 skills, so it's like 6 times 2 or some shit like that? No. It's not like that. These skills transform into these skills when certain conditions are met. Which brings us to page number 2, which requires us to understand all of these freaking passives. There's a shit ton of passives to talk about. So, just like all the other Blood Fiends, Hard Blood is similar to like Scissors, to any of the other Blood Fiends stacking mechanics. You just want to get a lot of these stacks over here. You get some extra speed, offense level, and defense level later on. So you just get a bunch of this Hard Blood over here. Right? Shimmering Blood Fiend is something that is quite interesting. It's basically a shield that you can give to allies, and all bleed damage taken by them is converted to Blood Feast, and you gain shield HP equal to the stack at the moment of its application. That's the very interesting part here, is immediate shielding. And then responsibility, this one is only in a very, very unique case of when 3 other allied LaMancha land units are defeated. Then you get responsibility, which gives you more clash power, and you deal more but take more damage instead. Right, so anyway, that's all the 3 different statuses that Dawn is running on. The ones that are most important for you to understand is Hard Blood and Shimmering. Hard Blood, more stacks, very good. Shimmering, on allies, they bleed, very good for everyone because we're all drinking off each other's blood today. Alright, so for Dawn, she has an extra line on her Blood Feast mechanic here. When you consume Blood Feast, if there are LaMancha land kindreds of the same generation, which is the Princess Rodion, this unit will take precedence. And when you use skill 1 for the variant Sancho Hard Blood Arts, you will not be able to die with the bleed damage. And then for the next passive over here, at X plus Hard Blood Arts, if each of the following unit is either defeated or participating in the encounter, you will empower this unit's leftmost slot. So your leftmost transforms once you hit a certain amount of Hard Blood. And that will give you Empower Skill 1, Empower Skill 2, Empower Skill 3, which is just your own arts. And then you have LaMancha Land Rodion, Empower Defense Skill. And when other units among allies take bleed damage or consume Blood Feast, which is very, very easy with the Blood Fiend gang, you will gain Hard Blood on yourself. And this one is when people die, you just get responsibility. Nothing really too much to say about this one. And the last one is Armadura de Sangre. As we expected, it is here. After attack, if the enemy is defeated, increase Blood Feast by X% of target's max HP. Now that one is very, very spicy because it just helps you to get even more Blood Feast and encourages killing. If you just keep killing, you just keep getting Blood Feast, and everyone is very happy because they are drinking a lot of blood. Gain damage up next turn for every X% missing HP at turn end, and if an ally is about to be defeated from bleed damage, you can prevent them from being defeated from bleed damage for the turn. So this shit here, really, really very nice. So your Priest Gregor won't be accidentally killing himself if he takes too much damage in a turn, for example. Right, so that is pretty much this entire character's kit. You get Hard Blood, you transform your skills from left into the right one. You get that variance only when you equip the respective IDs. So ideally you want to run Dawn, of course, with her Blood Fiend family because she is now the new caretaker, because she's very clearly stabbing the old caretaker in the heart with her spear. Right. So that is the passives talked about. Now we talk about the skills itself. By regular form without Heart Blood, or if you don't have the unit, your regular form is very generating Heart Blood focused. You will see consume Blood Feast and gain Heart Blood. Same here, and also consume and then gain Heart Blood. So you will all be generating Heart Blood using your regular skills, even if you do have the enhanced versions because of bringing let's say a Priest Gregor, right? So your skill 1 still remains this until you have farmed up enough Heart Blood with this character here. Skill 1 and skill 2 will be your build up skills. You will basically just be using these in order to gain Heart Blood, because gain Heart Blood, skill 3 will also have some gain Heart Blood, but you get some extra scaling here if you have a little bit more Heart Blood for Clash Power if you really want that. And generally you are going to be consuming a certain amount here, and if you fail to consume the Blood Feast, you will gain bleed, just like a lot of the other Blood Fiends. You're all about eating from the Blood Feast, and if there's none, then you just bleed yourself instead. You get all coin power for every bleed on the target as expected, same as all the Blood Fiends. And then you also deal more damage based on bleed on the target, and you deal more damage based on Blood Feast consumed by Don Quixote, right? This character only. So this is actually no, this is called what? Yeah, Manager of LaMancha. It's still Don Quixote. It's not Sancho yet, right? So this is how it is. And then your skill 3 over here will have, if the target is defeated, you increase Blood Feast and gain Heart Blood. So skill 1 and 2, you can just kind of freely use it. There's not too much difference here. Skill 2 by default already has attack weight, by the way. It's kind of insane. And skill 3, it has the ability to kill someone and gain Heart Blood. So if you can finish off someone with this skill 3, feel free to go for it. And the guard skill, Clashable counter, consume Blood Feast and gain Heart Blood. Fail, you get bleed. And on one ally with the least HP, you apply Shimmering Blood Fiend. So this is the way you share that little blood shield that will help you to gain more Blood Feast stacks if those targets are bleeding. So this one is worthwhile to maybe apply it onto your Gregor or whatnot, and Gregor will be the one who absolutely will destroy his HP bar. So he will be the one with maybe 20%, 50% HP, and that will be the target that will get the Shimmering Blood Fiend, and that will help you to get a bunch of extra Blood Feast from Priest Gregor. We are really just slurping all of the blood from Gregor with this one over here. Alright, guard skill also inflicts bleed count. You have bleed potency, more damage scaling, inflict bleed potency. Nothing really too much to say about this. It's very bog standard, new season ID, really damn strong looking stuff with a lot of coin power, clash power lines, and the condition is just have a lot of Blood Feast or just have a lot of bleed on the target in order to make the damage output even better. So once you hit the certain amount of Heart Blood stacks from farming using these regular forms, what you get is the variants. And the variants look very disgusting, because from 2 coin, 2 coin, 3 coin, it becomes 3 coin, 3 coin, and 4 coin, right? So you get extra +1 coin on every single skill. But look at this. Inflict more bleed on hit for every X Heart Blood on self, but you consume Heart Blood after attack. Consume Heart Blood for every attack weight gain, consume Heart Blood for every X Heart Blood on self. So this is the gain side, and then this is the spend side. Alright, so when you spend the Heart Blood, what are you getting actually? You're getting bleed potency, and an activation of bleed on the target, and you lose the respective amount of bleed count. Lots of other scaling over here based on the Heart Blood and based on the bleed potency and stuff. Alright, and also just to let you know, every single one of these skills here life steals, so it's basically like any other Blood Fiend. Really just a lot of extra sustain. And skill 2 is going to be that massive 4 AoE attack that we saw. You gain attack weight for every X Heart Blood on yourself, and you consume Heart Blood for every attack weight gain. Then damage, bleed, and then increase damage based on bleed. And now it is deal more damage based on Blood Feast consumed shared. So this one is for Don Quixote in particular, and this one is for the shared Blood Feast stacks. So that is quite interesting. And then for the last skill over here, her ultimate form, she gains base power for Heart Blood, coin power for bleed, more damage based on bleed, and deal more damage for every X Blood Feast consumed shared again. So this one is basically you working as a team with your Blood Fiend gang, it looks like. And after you consume blood for every X Heart Blood on the self, if the target is defeated, you increase Blood Feast and you regain half of the Heart Blood consumed by this skill. Everything's unbreakable, and the last one is inflict bleed and bleed count. If the target is defeated, You inflict bleed and bleed count against all enemies. Now that one looks really damn spicy. On hit, you already do that. And then after the attack, if you kill him, you actually have to spread the bleed and bleed count a little bit just to help fill up that blood feast meter. Really nice stuff. And the guard skill over here lets you do resistance allies with the least HP. So you can apply this shield onto multiple allies instead of just Gregor. Right, so that is really quite nice. And after that, you consume half of the hard blood on yourself, and you also have an inflict bleed count icon over here. Basically, Dawn is a very fun design. Use this part, gain a bunch of hard blood. Use this part, spend a bunch of hard blood. Make sure enemies are bleeding so that you will be able to do a bunch of extra damage to them, and that is really all there is to it. This character looks very unga bunga. 3 coin, 3 coin, 4 coin is an amazing amount of coins, and all of this coin power scaling over here with, look at the number of damage scaling lines, right? We got 1 here, we got 1 here. And then after that, you got all these extra bonuses for hard blood to help you maintain your stack. And your hard blood gives you offense level and defense level. So it means your clash power is just really easy. And I expect this character to have some really freaking strong coin power anyway with this Ascendant Arts over here. If they really want to sell this character, they will probably try to make her really OP because that is a gacha standard way of trying to sell characters. So yeah, this character looks really damn strong and is also going to have access to Yearning Mikala Dawn, and finally we will be able to run the full Blood Fiend gang with Dawn, Rodion, Gregor, as well as Otis. So those 4 plus maybe Ring Yi-sang plus maybe Rhino Massault just for the Yearning Mikala Massault to have some extra bleeding application onto your allies or some shit like that. As for other options, well, we just have to wait and see before I say anything else about the team comp. But yeah, that is pretty much it. This character, not really too much to explain, except you are just here to bleed, drink, and share the love with all of your fellow Blood Fiend mates, but you are the new caretaker of all the Blood Fiends, so you take precedence over everyone else in terms of drinking order. So yeah, this character looks really fun. Can't wait to run her with the Blood Fiend gang and just see what kind of stupid shenanigans you can get up to. And yeah, I cannot wait to see the coin power of this thing. It's gonna be absolutely disgusting. Definitely can't wait for the animations also. This shit is really good. One thing I like also is that for the skill inheritance, they do inherit certain aspects of the skill. So like this one over here, the Gregor one, you actually do gain the bleed. Even though the animation doesn't whip yourself, you are gaining bleed potency onto yourself, just like Priest Gregor's skill 1. So that is really nice, right? And you also get the attack rate based on your hard blood, similar to Otis. You need to get a lot of stacks, then you get the big AoE. Then your skill tree is just going to be your own arts, and this one is going to be very Rodion-like, where you're just buffing your allies, because Rodion is more of a buffing caretaker who takes care of her children. So yeah, this one kind of fits. And then all of these skills also, they all named Ascendant Sancho Hardblood Arts, Variant Sancho Hardblood, Variant. So it looks like Sancho in this timeline was the one that invented these arts, but apparently it's something like she copied Bari's arts or something like that. So it's just out of jealousy she developed these kind of arts over here. So can't wait to really see these animations in actual combat. Like this shit's gonna look super fire. And also this art goes super hard, dude. God, it's so good. I can't tell if she's actually crying here or if it's just like because of this lighting stuff here, but it looks like she's crying red here and crying a little bit of white here, which I think is really cool. Yep. Okay, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Nothing much else to say about this character except I will be testing her out on day 1 just by borrowing. I will not be pulling this character, I will just be dispensing this character once a week has passed. Yep. Alright, so that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching and hope this helped you. Alright, bye bye.